José Mourinho is poised to return to management with Fenerbahçe. The special one has reportedly sealed a 2-year contract to succeed Ismail Kartal at the helm of the Turkish club, marking an unexpected twist in his illustrious coaching career. It is expected that José Mourinho will use a 4-2-3-1 formation. This system uses a double pivot in order to maintain defensive stability in the midfield zones whilst also supporting the attacks with that quick transition play. The 4-2-3-1 formation offers a strong defensive base whilst also providing flexibility in the attack for the wingers and of course the attacking midfielder. Onto the tactics of the special one, and the tactical vision will be set to counter-attack. José's sides of the past are well known for their robust defense and quick transition attacks. Fenerbahçe under José Mourinho will look to focus on strong defensive organization whilst also being able to play devastating counter-attacking football against the opposition in order to try and exploit the spaces that they will leave in behind their back line. For the defense and the defensive style, it will be set to balance. Now this will help incorporate both the drop back system as well as creating a nice compact central unit with brief moments of pressing involved in it. This style will help the team maintain its structural formation and making sure it's very hard to break down and penetrate, whilst also allowing the team to adapt to the opposition in game. The team's defensive width will be set to 25, and José Mourinho likes and prefers his sides to try and compact in those central zones, making it very hard for the opposition to try and penetrate and exploit. For the team's defensive depth, it will be set to 60, which does help create an aggressive mid-block. This will provide caution in the backline area whilst also committing to an aggressive higher line, and can therefore allow for a better defensive outlet whilst also allowing for those quick transitions to occur. Of course, José Mourinho is a pragmatic manager and the depth will vary depending on the opposition. If it's a Galatasaray, he will look to drop it down either into a low block or a lower mid block. Whereas if it's against a lesser opponent, he can look to play a bit more of an expansive attacking brand of football and therefore set it to around 60. Fenerbahçe under José Mourinho will look to incorporate the long ball approach for their build-up play. This approach will get the attackers into the space, allowing them to be ready and waiting for those creative long balls to be played in over the top by either the centre-backs or of course the double pivot players. The players will spread out into the space and rely on the balls from deep in order to create quick transition movements. The side's chance creation will be set to forward runs. Now this will encourage the team to press higher up the field and get into those more attacking advanced zones. It will also encourage good off-the-ball movements. The offensive width will be set to 50, creating a good, solid, balanced offensive shape for the team to take up, whilst also looking to create in all areas of the field. Fenerbahçe will look to increase their scoring opportunities by looking to overload the opposition's box by putting it up to 7, allowing for a good presence of attacking players to be in and around the attacking zone for the crosses. And then finally, the corners and the free kicks will be set to 4. Taking a look at the individual player instructions that José Mourinho will expect from his players. Starting off at the back with the goalkeeper, and he will be instructed to come for crosses, looking to be very assertive and minimize the aerial threats from the opposition. The keeper will also have the freedom to choose whether he should kick the ball long or play the short passes into the centre-backs. For the two key defenders at the back, they will both be set to the same set of instructions, and that is the base set of instructions. No major changes or requirements, but José will demand that they are very physical and aerially dominant. Onto the role of your left back. Now he will maintain a balanced attacking presence, looking to sometimes get forward if the opportunity is there, whilst also looking to lock down that left hand side. His interceptions will be set to aggressive. You want him being very assertive in those wider areas of the field, looking to lock down the wider players, and that will be paired up with the fact that he will be told to step up. And then finally, when he does get forward, you want him to be able to overlap. 3 players to consider for this position is Tagliafico, Spinazzola, as well as Wendell. For the role of the right back, he does have a more attacking presence, looking to bomb down the right flank and be a consistent threat in those wider sections of the field. So he will be set to join the attack. But in terms of the other instructions, they will be set up to the same as the left back. Stepping up and stepping into your midfield, starting off at the base with the double pivot. Of course, Krinic will be set to cut pass lanes. Both, in fact, Krinic as well as Fred will be set to having that nice, good zonal approach. But in terms of the left DM, he will maintain a stay-back approach when it comes to the attacking presence. He will sometimes get forward and be involved in the rotational play, but you do want at least one of them having the ability to stay back and just cover the defensive areas of the field. Think back to José Mourinho and Nemanja Matic at Chelsea as well as at Manchester United. He was always playing in a double pivot with either a Fred or a McTominay or even a Paul Pogba, but he would also look to stay further back and just make sure that he is manning that defensive area of the midfield. The interceptions will be set to normal, and then of course you want at least one of these players dropping a bit deeper and showing support for that first phase build-up if you do choose to go a bit shorter with it. So the likes of Krinic will have that role. And then finally, you want both of your defensive midfielders to cover the central zones. As you'll see here for the role of Fred, again, very similar set of instructions, apart from the fact that he will have a lot more of a box-to-box presence, allowing him to contribute on both the offensive end and, of course, the defensive phases of play. And then finally, Fred does have a very good engine on him, so you want him to be very aggressive, pressing in those central zones, making sure it's very uncomfortable for the opposition to try and play out in those midfield areas. And then, of course, you want him to be able to stick to position and cover the central areas as well. 3 players to consider for the defensive midfield role could be Carvalho, Partey, or Wallace. Taking a look at the more creative force in this front 4 unit, and that will be the likes of Szymanski playing as that attacking midfielder. He will also have a lot of defensive chores and duties, looking to consistently drop back, drop deep, and support the double pivot as well as the backline area. He will also look to be very effective when combining with the attacker, mainly the striker, looking to overlap him in certain moments and be very involved in getting into the box himself. The positioning freedom will be set to stick to position, and then of course, you want him to be very aggressive when off the ball, looking to press the opposition in those central areas and make it very uncomfortable for them to have their effective build-up play. Now out wide to your left midfielder, and he will be told to come back on defense, consistently looking to help back when required. The chance creation will be set to having a balance with, allowing him to maintain a solid approach when drifting in and out of those wider channels, as well as the support runs can be set to balance. Now this will incorporate the target man approach in those wider channels, allowing for a solid outlet for the long ball, or he could use his pace in behind and again be a very good creative outlet into those more offensive spaces, penetrating the opposition's back line. The interceptions will be set to aggressive, and especially for the left midfielder, you want him positioning himself in the opponent's box, looking to launch attacks in that final third. For the instructions of Tadic in this right midfielder role, now he will be set to come back on defense. That is an absolute given for a José Mourinho system. But José also likes to use a secondary number 10, a secondary playmaker, in order to supply and feed the forward line with, creative outlets down that wider right space. So he'll be set to cut inside as well as come short, looking to combine very effectively either with the midfield or with the more advanced number 10, and of course supply those 2 strikers in the box with opportunities. He will also be set to aggressive interceptions, and you want him staying on the edge of the box, being a creative outlet. We have seen in previous José Mourinho sides that he does like a strong physical aerial presence up front, looking to dominate the opposition's back line, and that is exactly what Edin Dzeko will provide for this side. He will maintain a balance width whilst also being the target player, looking to win the aerial duels, win the flick on efforts, trying to get the other players around him involved in the attacking play, linking up very nicely with the midfield. The interceptions will be set to normal, but he does demand, José Mourinho does demand that his side do play with a striker that does drop a bit deep and help support the defensive structure. Think back to the likes of Romelu Lukaku at Manchester United as well as at Roma. Think back to the likes of Didier Drogba, always dropping back, always helping support the defensive areas of the field, and also being a very good offensive outlet and presence up front, being very physical. And there you have it, people. That is how I would implement and replicate José Mourinho's tactics into the current Fenerbahçe side, and of course it's just a prediction of how he might want to play with this Fenerbahçe team. So you guys can let me know down below in the comment section what you would rank and rate the system out of. Please, whilst you're there, smash that like button and do all that good stuff. It would be absolutely appreciated from yours truly. But right here, right now, we are going to hop on into the gameplay where we will discuss the tactics in further detail. Okay, people, the gameplay segment's up against the mighty Galatasaray. Of course, fierce rivals in the Turkish division. And Jose will be up against it. He will be up against it from the get-go, up against, a fantastic, massive European giants like Galatasaray. Of course, Fenerbahçe in their own right are massive. But it will be very interesting to see how things might be able to pan out. And immediately off the bat, looking to launch a quick transition further forward into Szymanski, who's looking to dribble past his man, lay it off into the more attacking Edin Dzeko. Fred is there. I must say, people, I miss Fred. As a Man United fan, I miss Fred. He is, playing the few games, testing out the tactics, trialing certain things. I was like, damn, I miss my boy Fred. Pastor Fred, always tracking back, always helping out on the offensive end, always just doing bits. Not always, a 10 out of 10 player, but always doing the role required in order for the team to succeed. And I do think that under Jose, Fred will be incredible. I mean, to be honest, Fred was amazing this past season in Turkey. So under Jose, a more, calculated manager who knows how to get the best out of certain players, and a player like Fred, I think he's going to absolutely fall in love with again. Because let's not forget, Fred was bought by Jose at Manchester United, so wouldn't be the first time that they have played together. Anyways, we're looking to just play shorter passes further forward now, and this is a man on a mission, Bakau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he is a fantastic player. Little ball in from King over the top into the likes of Edin Dzeko, who lasers it into the back of the net. Hold that! Galatasaray, hold it. Anyways, 1-0 to the good. A little through ball from the centre back into the wider player, Szymanski, drifting into that wider spot, vacated by the likes of King, who did drift more centrally, positioning himself in a more central attacking zone, and then playing that long ball over the top, or that quick, shorter long pass over the top into the likes of Dzeko, who is absolutely lethal in front of the net, and puts it in for a fantastic 1-0 lead. Brilliant stuff, great start. And again, with this system, you aren't really focused on maintaining possession and playing these, intricate little passing sequences, and it's all about transition football under Jose. Now, I do think that in certain games he will look to try and dominate proceedings, dominate the opposition, but it will mainly be focused around the defensive support of the side. Good ball, solid ball. Krunic into the wider player. Good ball. Szymanski making a great run, but it's fine. Finds the run of Tadic, who lays it off again into the wider, more attacking fullback. Drives it baseline, squares it, and for a beautiful cutback for the number 10, who is in the box, who is there waiting to attack. 21 minutes gone by, 2-0 to Jose's side. Beautiful scenes, you love to see it. I must say, I'm not the biggest fan of counter-attacking football. I really am not. But there's just something about, Jose Mourinho's counter-attacking football. Of course, I'm talking about real life now, where you were just like, wow. Especially that Real Madrid side. At Man United, it was dire in certain moments. I'm not going to lie to you. But some of the goals, if you look back, of course, looking back is always 2020 vision. But some of the goals that we scored under Mourinho they were sensational. They were sublime. YouTube highlights, But I do think that in this division, Jose is going to absolutely cook. Like, I know Fenerbahçe are chasing their first league title in quite a while. I don't want to put a year on it because I'm not too sure. But I know that it's been dominated by, Galatasaray over the last decade or so. So Jose will have a big job on his hands to try and secure Fenerbahçe a league title, try and have them competing. Getting into European football will be a must. A great ball from Fred. Little pass into Tadic, and he tried to supply the striker with a great killer pass in the final third, just couldn't get it to go. But yes, Jose's got a fun time on his hands here. I will say that. Good defensive aggression from Kadioglu. And that's another one. I don't know if Kadioglu will be playing as a left back. Of course, he's right-footed. He's more naturally suited to the right-hand side. But I'm not sure whether Kadioglu will be playing as a left back under Mourinho. The number 10 plays in a great ball to Joshua King, who leathers it against the goalkeeper. It's cleared away from the backline of Galatasaray. Great opportunity created. But yes, I think maybe Jose will look to bring in somebody else, and Kadioglu goes back to playing as a right back, possibly, potentially. I'm not too sure, though. I don't know too much about him and how he plays. But I do know that he is right-footed, and it's a great pass to the back post. And it is now a game to consider. 2-1, still in our favor, but Galatasaray have thrown a punch in this fight. Not the best, because I didn't want to concede with this fantastic Jose system, but it is what it is. Now, in terms of counter-attacking football in FC24, look, you can have a lot of fun. You can score a lot of goals. You can have a lot of creativity, with the quick transition plays and making sure that you are being very creative. Back post, efforts, headed over the bar. So I do like this system, but it wouldn't be my go-to choice if I'm looking to play a long career mode. I like expansive, attacking football where you have a lot of control over the games. Whereas this, it's very 50-50. It's very much up and down, which can be fun in its own right. But like I said, I like a bit more calculation to my attacking outlet. But so far, so good for the tactics. Okay, so having a look at the stats at the break, and it is 50-50 possession split. Not too bad, considering Galatasaray also look to play a decent possession-based brand of football. 4 shots to their 2, 2 goals to their 1. Expected goals 2, expected goals 1. Makes sense. Passes 44 to 38, so it is very close. It is very nip and tuck, and that is exactly why Fenerbahçe wants José Mourinho, because when your back's up against the wall, when you are, being attacked relentlessly, you want a manager like Jose who just gets that little bit extra out of his players all the time. We've made more tackles than them. We've won more tackles than them. We've been very involved in the interceptions and playing those passing lanes and looking to break up and intercept the play. But they've also done so very effectively. Our passing accuracy is slightly better than theirs. Their shot accuracy is slightly better than ours. But the dribble success rate is what defines the two teams. 97 to 85, of course. Fenerbahçe on top. Just taking a look at how this team has set up on the defensive end, and we have won the ball back in our own half at times, creating defensive overloads, winning the ball back and looking to transition very effectively. A lot of the balls have been won back in our box, and that has been from either the offensive breakdowns from Galatasaray or just some really good stingy defensive outlets. So not too bad. And of course, Fred both times winning it down that right hand side in the midfield zone. So not a bad bit of defending from the boys. A bit more of it in the second half, and maybe we might be able to hit one or two or nick one or two goals on the break. Okay, kicking off in the second half. We kick off beautiful, looking just to rotate the play a bit, get the boys back into the game, and maybe, just maybe, we can find a moment of magic from one of our creative players. Szymanski. Oh my, why was it going to Josh King? I didn't want it to go to King. I wanted it to go to the number 10. Kadioglu, brilliant. Good defensive outlet, allowing him to drive down the side. Back into Dzeko. Dzeko lays it off yet again into Tadic, and Tadic puts it on the side netting. Beautiful scenes. Quick transition. Quick. Why are they showing me some? There we go. Show me Tadic. But quick play, quick passing in the final third. Calculated aggression. Yeah, I'll take that. I will take that. It's 3-1. We've turned the game on its head early doors in this one. Some great defensive action down that, sorry, I need to say right back spot. Down the left-hand side. In that left back spot, Kadioglu doing the dogged defensive work, winning the ball back, playing it further forward, and effectively creating this beautiful offensive chance. Anyways, we go again. We balled 5 minutes in, and we've restored the 2-goal cushion. Tadic, beautiful defending. Beautiful, even at the grand old age of, I think he's like, what, 35 or so? Szymanski plays a great ball into Fred. Fred looking to take the shot on himself, and he does get it blocked by, I don't know who the defender is for Galatasaray, but it was effectively blocked away and dealt with. The centre-back looking to engage, can't really win the aerial duel, and Jose will not be happy with that they have gone long, and they've succeeded with, linking up the play, but they have also, under our extreme pressure, run the ball out of play. You love to see it. Ndombele, a former Jose Mourinho player as well. Let's not forget at Spurs. But will he be a threat? I don't know. Big ball out wide into the wider channel. Joshua King holds up the play quite nicely. Keeps it in play as well. Looking for that long ball over the top into the number 10. Who lays it off beautifully. Oh my God. If he got a little bit more, flick on that, it could have been something special. Flicking it on for the likes of Dzeko, who really should have been swapped in terms of the positioning of him and the number 10. But it's fine, it's okay. We've won the ball back yet again. Back into the goalkeeper, who will choose to go long with it. Into the number 10, wins the aerial duel, but it is intercepted by their midfield. We are going to go long. It's fine, it's okay. I do like the long approach in certain moments. Little ball back in there to Tadic. No, sorry, not Tadic. Dzeko. Plays a great ball over the top into Fred, but it's intercepted. It's won back, though, by the aerially dominant Dzeko, who gets the ball back into the offensive side of play, and he's missed the whole net. Oh, my goodness me. They are suggesting this man on for that man. I'm saying no, thank you. We are making no subs. It's 90-minute football. That's what we're playing here. Dzeko looking just to press slightly higher up the field there. Make sure that short pass is not available. And Wilfried Zaha up against Kadioglu. And he whips in a great cross, but it's dealt. Oh my goodness me. I thought the defender would deal with it. He didn't. And that leads to a 3-2. We're still in the lead. 3-2 lead for us. The defensive breakdown in that right back position is slightly concerning. It's a great cross from Zaha. I thought maybe the centre back would also be able to get there. He goes to ground, tries to bicycle kick it out of the box. I don't know why. But it's a great, well-taken strike. And it's a great finish. I can't fault it. I can't fault it. But it is an entertaining brand of football that we are witnessing right here, right now. It will take time for Jose to successfully implement his style of play onto this team. Make sure that they are rigid defensively and compact and hard to break down and play through, which effectively they have been. They have been here in certain moments. Good ball. Little flick around the corner. Dzeko. Dzeko. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dzeko? Just rotate the play. Rotate the play. Hold up the ball. Good ball. Josh King loses the ball. Just looking just for a light little bit of pressing here in this section. And we will also be able to see now, can this team hold up and sustain the attacking pressure from Galatasaray, looking to exploit them now, looking to do the damage. And they have had a very good bit of combination play with the likes of Ziyech and Zaha down this wide right space. Good ball, whipped in, and is won by the likes of the centre-back, Bakal. Good ball from Josh King, slightly wayward, it's fine. Ball over the top though, into the slightly wider Edin Dzeko. Back into Tadic. Tadic plays a great ball into the number 10 to effectively kill the game. Right there, and the 2-goal cushion restored yet again. Szymanski is brilliant. If only he had a real face, it would be even better. I would suggest him as a career mode option to go ahead and sign. Although, to be honest, I would suggest him anyway because he's such a great player in front of goal. He's clinical, he's ruthless, he's everything you want as a creative force in your side. But some really good play down the right-hand side. Tadic providing the assist. I'm pretty sure it was Tadic if I remember correctly, or could have been I don't know who it was. But 4-2. Hold it, Galatasaray. Hold it, mate. Just keeping the defensive structure. Fred looking to be that relentless presser, the aggressor in the midfield. Just hold them off. Keep the shape, keep the structure. Plug the passing lanes, plug the passing options. Passing it back. They're trying to break us down here by trying to create overloads in the wider sections. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, mates. It is not going to happen, broski. And there you have it. 4-2 winners on the day. Simply sublime. Simply sensational. Simply you have to smash the like button for the special one. Please, it would be appreciated. These tactics are brilliant. These tactics are great. You guys can let me know down below in the comment section how you find them, how you rate them, and all that good stuff. But we are going to take a look at the full-time stats just to end off the video. Okay, so the full-time stats read 50-50 possession split. Not too bad if you ask me. We were very good, compact defensively, especially in that last 10 minutes or so. We did concede 2 cheap goals in a way down that right-hand side. We should have stifled and broken up the play immediately, as well as the centre-back should have dealt with the aerial threats. But especially for that second goal that they scored, I don't know why the likes of Bakal went to the floor and tried to deal with it there, but it's fine, it's okay. 4-2 winners at the end of the day, and expected goals of 3.9 to their 1.6. So our chances were vastly more superior, especially on the break, especially exploiting those spaces with those creative through balls over the top at times. Almost 100 passes in the game compared to their 72. 9 tackles to their 4, so we were very, very on it in the second half in terms of throwing in the tackles, being very aggressive. Dzeko from the front at times as well, also very good at tracking back, helping out on the defensive end. 5 tackles, 1 to their 1. They had 6 interceptions to our 5. Fouls committed 1 to 0. Not too bad, not too shabby. At the end of the day, 4-2 winners, José's system, José's Fenerbahçe. It's fantastic. You guys can let me know down below how you like it. Do you like the move of José Mourinho going to Turkey? Please. Anyways, until the next one, until the next time, I hope you guys have a damn great day. And I'm out of here.